Hey everybody, welcome back. And in this video, I'm going to talk about mapping your offer. Now, this is the follow-up to the first video. So if you haven't watched what a marketing funnel is, make sure to go ahead and click up above, and there will be a link there so you can go back to that video. But once you have an understanding of what type of marketing funnel you're trying to create, it's important you have a very clear offer. Most people don't have a clear offer and don't really know what it is. And I'll go over my story before I show you some really clear ways of how you can create one for yourself. But what I would like you to know is that an offer is not a call to action. An offer is not a call to action. A call to action is when people say, click here, contact us. Like those things are just calling people to action. An offer is something that's distinct, that makes it difficult for competitors to look at your services and try to compare what you do. Think of it like a company that sells mattresses. Sometimes it's the same exact mattress, but what they'll do is they'll give it different names in different stores. So you actually have trouble comparing, like this one is called Super Sleeper, and this one right here is called the Comfort Amazing Bed. But they changed the name even though it's the same bed. So when you're creating an offer, you're creating something that's specific to who you help and how you help. And hopefully you can start putting some type of values or something to get people to move. Let's jump in. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe button. This is going to be a great series. My name is Joseph, and I'm thankful that you're on this journey. You're building your business and doing something that really helps create that future that you want for yourself. So let's actually hop in and look at what happened in my business whenever I didn't have a very clear offer. So the first thing you see here is a chart that I love. I get this from my buddy, Mike Kim. Actually has a new book coming out. You should go check it out, called Brand You. But the idea here is that you can either have a high-end price or you could have a budget price. And that's going to be on the x-axis. On the y-axis, we have either a hands-off service or a very hands-on service. So that means that anytime you sell something, if it's hands-on, that means you are fulfilling it. Your time is actually what's taking care of it. If it's hands-off, that means that you can sell it and maybe you're just shipping something out. Maybe you're giving them access to a product or to a learning course or something like that. So that's what we have. High-end is expensive, budget is budget, hands-on and hands-off. So let's start going through. When I first started my business, I helped everyone with almost anything marketing. You need a website? I got it. You need a logo? I got it. You need SEO? I got it. You need anything marketing? I do it. Well, what did that mean? That means that it was very hands-on. And because I did so many different things, I really wasn't specialized in any particular area. So if someone came to me and they wanted a website and they needed a logo and they needed some copywriting and they also needed some small design photos for their website, I ended up doing everything. And what that meant is that I really didn't know how to target people. I didn't know what words or what actions to use. I just needed money to pay bills. But as I started getting a few clients, I started learning, okay, well, I'm getting requests for this, but that's not something I really want to offer. So instead, I'll start doing less budget work because the people that needed everything really didn't have a budget for me. So I started helping people with some marketing services. And as you can see here, on the budget scale, I actually raised my prices because I started excluding people that needed social media or needed logos. And I started focusing on search engine optimization, websites, and paid advertisement, and in some cases I would do marketing automation. So my offer started to become clear. I started to find the type of audience that I was looking for, but it was still too broad, too general. The next thing is I kept working and I actually started to move into more specialization. I was helping professionals that needed leads. So it wasn't any company that needed a website or needed SEO. It was actually professionals. Professionals were lawyers, they were dentists, they were coaches, they were speakers, they were influencers. And in some cases, they were great. They had a fantastic job, but they were growing something on the side and they needed people to buy this thing so that they can pivot out of their job. So I was helping people that needed leads. So someone that just needed a $1,500 website and they didn't need any leads, well, they weren't a client for me. So I raised my prices to start filtering them out, and I had to make some changes to my offer, which we'll go over that. Well, it got to the point to where I was able to refine my offer even more, and I started helping experts and marketing departments with digital marketing. So specifically, I started getting into more marketing automation, marketing funnels, and paid advertising. So at one point, I was just helping professionals, but as I started helping marketing departments, I started finding that a lot of the chief marketing officers, the CMOs, actually needed tons of help and they couldn't staff it. And even if they staff it, their staff was too busy going to a trade show or doing something that the company needed that they couldn't get as good as they needed to be on Google Ads or Facebook or landing pages and understanding all of that. So I was able to start specializing more. I knew what I was offering. I knew the results that I could get. And it was easier to actually start marketing to folks because I actually narrowed the people that I was targeting. And I knew their problems. I knew the things that they wanted in working with a partner like myself. So as I started working with experts and marketing departments with digital marketing, it was a little bit easier. But then I got to this stage where I'd say this is about where I am now, in that I help experts with paid advertising, and that's pretty that's pretty much what I do. There's a few of them that I would build websites for, but that's usually months after the fact. If you come to me and you don't have a website, it's generally not going to be a good fit. So because my messaging and targeting is so clear, it's easy to create an offer for people to help experts do what they need to do. Now, over time, I've also been getting out of the hands-on services. Hello, YouTube. That's why I'm creating more content to actually start doing more of this hands-off type work that's still high-end and high-touch. So my business has changed over time, and yours will too. So as we go through these examples of offers, I bring this point out just so that you know that whatever offer you have today won't always be the same offer, and that's okay. You have to change it over time. So I want to give you an example of what an offer is. I've kind of told you what it's not. It's not a call to action. Some things about an offer is that an offer is something that you are offering to your starving crowd. Now that means that the people who see what you have, they say that's for me, and they want it. Now they have to be starving for it. And let's go through these 4 points of what it is. It's clear. If you confuse, you lose. So in this image that I have here, it says half off. The reason it's half off instead of 50% off is because that's even clearer. It's clear to say half off. So whatever the price is, I cut it in half. That's what my price is. People understand 50%, but when you do something like half off, it's a little bit clearer. I also see what I get. If I buy one lunch or dinner, I'll get the second one for half off. That's what I'm getting. Super clear. If I do this, I get that. And that's the second point, is that it's going to create an obligation. Is that once I actually do something with you, it's clear what I get. A lot of people I see, their offer, and this I say offer, is to sign up for a consultation. Now that's very unclear, and it really doesn't tell me what the this for that is. Well, what happens in this what happens at the end of this sales consultation? Are you going to try to sell me something that's $10,000? Or are you going to, I don't know what's going to happen. Let me know. Am I going to have results if I give you an hour of my time? A lot of people don't do that because they don't know who they're going after. So what I've seen a lot of the times is book a call or, do this thing. And then there's a sneaky sales at the end. And that just doesn't work that well. And I think the people on the other line, they kind of feel guilty and they either say, well, let me get back or let me check. So whenever you're giving someone an offer, you could still do schedule an appointment with me or schedule a consultation, but be clear what the person gets out of it. Let them know. Don't try to sneak attack them with some sales at the end. Let them know at the beginning. The third part is that it's communicated to your starving crowd and to them. So what that means is that if I'm talking to the people who want what I'm offering, they're going to be like, hey, sign me up. But the people who don't want that, they're going to be like, no, I don't want that. I don't want to give you an hour of my time. I don't want this lead magnet. I don't want this thing. So an offer actually is something that your starving crowd wants. The people that are in your targeting audience, they want this thing. And that's okay that you're excluding some people. Number 4, it gives a logical reason for the offer. And there's so many ways that you can think of this, but if I'm giving you half off, hopefully there's a time limit on it, or there's a number of limits as far as how many people can do it. I'm also being clear that, hey, this is because it's a holiday, or because it's Black Friday, or I'm doing something special because it's a special month for me. My business just started. You want to let people know that this is there's a real reason for this season. I just wanted to say that there's a real reason for why you were giving them this break, or why you were giving them this offer. So an offer is something that it's clear. It communicates what's happening as people are going to exchange their money for something you're giving them a value. It excludes the right people, or we could even say it repels the right people, and it attracts the right people. And there's a reason for it. It makes sense. People can understand it. So if you can do that, you can create something clear, then you're actually ready to start considering, well, who are you trying to offer? So if you remember in my example, I went through steps of making changes. Now, this right here, I'm calling it offer awareness, but other people call it market sophistication. The main idea here is that at the very first stage at the top, a customer might be saying, I need marketing. I just need some marketing going. So for someone that says that, you don't have to have a clear offer. And if you want to work with people at that stage, just keep in mind, it's really hard to grow your business that way because you can't really target them. But at the stage 2, these are the folks that want to know a little bit more than what they knew before. So maybe that person at stage 2 is saying, I need Facebook and Google marketing. They're not saying I just need marketing going. They're saying, no, I need Facebook and I need Google. And they have a reason for it. They didn't say LinkedIn, they didn't say Instagram, they didn't say TikTok, they didn't say Snapchat or whatever. They're being specific. So if you know that, then you position yourself as a Facebook and Google company. And stage 3 is the person that knows the results that they want, and maybe the prior results are in some way impacting what they're asking for now. So they might say something along the lines of, I need someone to run ads on Facebook and Google. So they're not just looking for marketing, they're looking for advertisements, paid advertisements. They're not looking for the organic results. They're not trying to get you to post on a content calendar. They're not trying to get you to do SEO. This person is very clear about what they're looking for. They need someone to run ads. Now let's look at the stage 4. The stage 4 person knows the options that are out there, but they want someone that's a niche expert with previous results and a portfolio. So if you looked at my example, as I started going up, I started getting niche results and I had a portfolio of what I could get for other clients. Now, a person there, they're probably saying something along the lines of, I need a Facebook ads expert to run ads on Facebook for a course launch. So they know that they have a course. They know that they're doing a mastermind, and they're looking for an expert to run based off the results that they're looking for. Now, that's easier to create an offer for that than it is for the person that just says, I need to get my name out there. And then the last one is stage 5. So this is someone that is looking for an expert in a niche and a solution. They're looking for someone they trust, someone that they know, like, and trust. They might be saying something along the lines of, I need a Facebook ads expert that's worked with coaches for my coaching business. Now, this is a person that they're not looking for someone that's probably run a lot of ads for software companies, or maybe a lot of ads for car companies. They're looking for someone that's worked with coaches and understand the unique issues that coaches have. So you have to think of all of this as you're actually going out there. And I know that it might feel like you don't want to niche down, you don't want to exclude, but this is one of the best ways to make sure that your marketing funnel is going to work. If you don't have a really clear offer of who you're going after, how you help, you're going to get a lot of churn and you're not going to know what you need to fix. Here's some considerations that you need to think about as you are creating it. So I'm going to go through this really, really quickly, but you want good clients that pay and refer, not those that only want a deal. Maybe when you're starting out, you're okay with ones that will want a deal. But one thing that I've learned is that bad clients will burn your business to the ground, and good clients will build your business to the sky. So you just need to figure out that like some clients they'll pay, but they're they're not worth the emotional toll that they take. So another thing is that I'm a big fan of direct response marketing. Now there's a part for branding, and there's also a part where you want to be aware of making sure that you're trying to figure out, is this to get people to order? Is it to get new leads, or are you just trying to get traffic? All right, but here is the main goal of any type of direct response communication. It's right there. The goal is to direct communication to a consumer or business designed to get a response. We're trying to get a response. We're trying to get them to move. We're not just trying to get them to be happy or, like it. That would be great, but we really want an action. We want them to be better because of our products. We want them to have a change in their life. So direct response marketing is really to get them to take an action. Let's talk real quickly about how your offer can help people take an action. Now, this right here comes from Drew Eric Whitman. Has a great book called Cashvertising, one of my favorite marketing books ever. The great thing about it is he goes through these, he calls them life force desires. He calls them LF8 because there's 8 life forces that he talks about that can get people to move. Let's just run through a few of these before we wrap up the video. The first one, let's talk about that. Survival, enjoyment of life, and life extension. Now, can you actually suppress your will to survive? Probably not. If you're in a pool and you're drowning, you're going to try to survive. So that's an emotion. So a lot of the times when you're writing copy or you're creating an offer, you're trying to tap into that desire or that behavior. Think about it. Can you, on number 2, enjoyment, food and beverages, can you shake your desire to eat? No, like we feel it. We feel it in our body when we want to eat. So if you sell products that can give people a sense of what they're going to expect, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to tap into that emotion to get them to move. When you think of influencers on social media, a lot of them, even how they start their videos, it's the nice car, it's the big house. They're on somebody's beach and they're having a great time. And that would be something to where maybe number 5, where they're trying to show you that like life can be good, or maybe they're trying to tap into that idea of number 2 of enjoyment of food and beverages and just life. They're tapping into that desire that a lot of people have. A lot of people want to be them. They want the nice cars. They want the nice house. They want the beautiful partner to be walking down the beach and holding hands with. So they're tapping into this emotion to get you hooked. And that's what we're really trying to do. Not to get over on people or not to manipulate people, but to persuade them. And persuading is really, the hope is that you're selling something that changes their life, that makes their life better. And if that's what you're selling, well, then you want to do that. Think of number 7. If my kids were walking across the street and they were about to get hurt because I saw a car coming, I would do everything I could to persuade them to stop while running to protect them. Now, these are deep emotions that we have. Once again, the book is Cashvertising if you want to look a little bit deeper. I have the source there on this slide, but this is a great way that I tap into through my marketing funnels and when I'm creating an offer to let people know that this isn't just like anyone else. My offer can actually reach you on an emotional level and with that desire to get you to move. Okay, so that's a little bit about creating an offer. And as you saw, that an offer is going to change over time. It's going to change with your services. And at the end of the day, we're targeting it to people in a clear way to where they understand what's coming at them and hopefully the benefit that they have of working with us. I hope this has been helpful for you. Stay tuned. The next video will be coming out soon to talk you through and walk you through the technical setup of actually creating the landing page and doing the copy. So if you like this, go ahead and click that button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and have a great day, a great week, and a great year. Talk to you soon.